All right, welcome back to the IMNerd podcast. Let's cut the shit. Superman was fucking trash. Movie was garbage. I'm not a fan. I saw this movie when it came out in theaters, hoping to see something meaningful, something good. It was, well, that part is not true because as everyone knows by now, if you listen to this podcast,
you got the pass.
I got the AMC pass. So I can see 3 or 4, I think it's 4 movies now. They upgraded it. Now I can see 4 movies a week and it's $20 a month, which honestly, movies already cost $20 to go to, I feel like. So
yeah, when I went to go see Demon Slayer, that was like $100 day. Like
what?
Because I bought 2 tickets.
Yep. So that's probably 40.
Then I had an Uber there.
That's probably 30.
And then I got something to eat.
Oh God!
We got a smash burger because there's.
Oh, that's right. You brought food into the place, right?
Yeah, I brought food in. I don't buy food there, but I brought food in. I got something to eat. So yeah, the 2 tickets, the Uber there, the Uber home, and the meal, the burgers and the milkshake.
Yeah, I think you're over 100.
When it was all said and done, it was like $100 day. I was
easily.
I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's also the cost of leaving the house at this point, though. In 2025, like if you leave the house, it really is just $100 to just walk out the door and do any activity. It could be anything. It could be fucking Dave & Buster's. It could be the movies. It could be just dinner or lunch or coffee. Like $100 no matter what you do. But
yeah,
today I'm here to talk about Superman, and was not good. So what's weird is that when this movie came out, people were like, oh, it was actually pretty good. Like a step in the right direction. DC's back. And I'm like, okay, I guess that's good. And then I go and see it. And it was the most cringe movie I've seen in a very long time. I don't know who they're marketing this movie to. Maybe it was not meant for adults, and maybe this movie is strictly for children. Although I do think children won't even like this movie, to be honest, because it's
pretty bad. Can I say something though?
Go ahead.
I don't think it's bad for the reason everybody told me, not including you. But because you didn't really give me any opinion other than you thought it was bad.
Yeah, I'm going to tell you why, obviously, in this podcast. Though I have many reasons why.
The large opinion I saw online was everybody saying the movie was woke, and I didn't really get that.
I didn't get that at all.
The huge commentary online was that the movie was woke garbage, go woke, go broke. It was like talking about immigrants and aliens, and I was like, that's Superman's story every fucking time. That's the Superman story, him being an immigrant because he's an actual alien and him trying to fit in and blah, blah, blah. Like, that is just the story of Superman, and it always has been. But I saw a lot of go woke, go broke, and like
I'm so tired of that. By the way, they've bastardized that word so fucking bad, man.
They really did.
That is just not like the go woke, go broke crowd just needs to all die off somewhere. That shit is so tired.
When I saw the movie, I was frustrated because I thought the movie sucked, but I didn't think it sucked I just wish everybody said it sucked for the reasons that it sucked.
Right.
The reasons I saw were people saying it's woke garbage and it failed because it's woke and we got to stop being woke and end DEI. And I don't know, it's an all white movie, but
it really is though. It has like the one guy who we're going to get to him too, Mr. Terrific. But yeah, it is predominantly just a, white cast or whatever.
But yeah, the movie sucked not because of woke. It just was a bad movie.
Yeah, I didn't get the undertone.
Multiple reasons why.
I didn't get the undertone of wokeness. I forgot that was a thing. You are right. When this movie was coming out, this is before it was actually out though. The narrative online was that it was woke. Like that was what people just saw the trailer. This is before they actually saw the movie. They saw the trailer, and for some reason, they just attached this whole like DC's going woke narrative to it. I completely forgot about that by the time I saw the movie. And when I watched it, there was never a point where I was like, oh, look at them trying to like soft launch a thing about immigration into this movie, right? Like trying to make illegals. Yeah. It didn't give me that at all. So we're not even going to go that route. I'll just completely, I'm glad you brought it up because I did forget about it, but it's not an important factor. Here's the number one reason why I think this movie was not good. Okay. I think a movie that revolves around a villain needs to have a good villain. And this one had a really, really bad one. I think Lex Luthor as a villain, and this version of Lex Luthor, I don't know what version he's actually based on. I do not like this version at all. I think he was extremely cringe. He gave me cartoon villain, Power Rangers villain level of writing. Like the way he's written, he gives me, you're not a real person. Like you're not even remotely a real person.
That was the case for, I feel like, a lot of the movie. His girlfriend is not a real person
also,
either.
Yes.
His girlfriend is completely just unserious, completely ridiculous. There's a point in the movie, so like you see her being unserious right away, and she's just like this caricature
of a
blonde
woman. Right. She's like a caricature of a female woman, like a person. She's not even, she's like a woman that's so obsessed with a man that she has no agency that is her own. She has no storyline, no profile that is her own. Everything about her is just obsessed over this one guy who constantly treats her bad and rejects her and has her named as Mutant Toes in his phone.
Yeah.
The entire thing, it's kind of like how people gave Kishimoto a lot of shit for not being able to write female characters or women characters.
Yeah, this is that times 100.
This is that times like literally 1 million.
Yeah, because and then like not only did she not act, when we get the conversation when they meet in the alley and they're talking, and then she's like, "Oh, if I do this for you, will we get back together?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then she's like, "Oh, but what about that thing you said about my toes? You said I have weird feet." And he was like, "You have uncharacteristic feet." Like it was like such a not real conversation.
Yeah.
Like it was not a real conversation at fucking all. Like it was so stupid. So
the villain of this movie is really, really poorly written, and I don't think that he comes off as real in any way. And obviously, yes, we're watching fucking Superman, which is based on an alien that came to Earth and is the strongest thing in the entire universe. I get that.
That's fine.
But you can still write the human characters as like actual people. Like Elon Musk exists. He's a real person. You could base Lex Luthor off of like Elon Musk because he is a real person, and it would have been better than what we got with this cartoon villain character that just, again, it felt very Power Rangers. The dialogue, the lines, like why do you hate me? Why are you so obsessed with me, Lex? Is like, because you make us all look dumb. I hate you. Like just not real at all.
Such a baby. He also fell into the trope of, this happens a lot. I have a smart character. This character is a genius. I'm not as smart as this character, so how do I write this character? Okay, how I write him is he just builds technobabble. Like he just has technobabble robots that like don't, like he just can build stuff. Like he has robots that he can build an alternate dimension.
Yeah.
He can build random robots. He can build all kinds of random shit. He's never displayed to be intelligent in any functional aspect. You don't ever look at him and see him talk and act and think that's a very intelligent man. You're just told he's intelligent, and then the fruits of his intelligence is the fact that he can build robots, and it's like, I guess.
Right. It's definitely more of a, we're going to tell you and not show you. Like they tell us that he's supposed to be this super genius, and he tells you that he's a super genius, but I don't get that vibe from him at all. And his entire motivation seems way too contrived. He's starting a fucking war so that Superman gets involved, so that he can also become super rich, but also because he wants to assassinate Superman with impunity. So he needs to get some dirt on Superman, which is so petty and childish. He needs to get dirt on Superman so that the government will give him the clearance to kill Superman. That's his entire motivation. That's his motivation. His entire thing, it boils down to, I need to dig up dirt, so I'm going to invade the Fortress of Solitude, which he does in this movie. He invades the Fortress of Solitude. He finds a video feed of Superman's parents telling him like, you know, you're coming to Earth or whatever. You are a son. You're very powerful. Have a harem of women, procreate, and then dominate Earth. Like you become king of Earth. Everyone is to serve you. And basically, obviously, this is the one thing that I will say is on theme for 2025. This message that clearly Lex has altered in some way is like AI. It gives that vibe. It's very current topics right now. Like everyone in the world is focused on the AI conversation. I'll let you go in.
This whole plot point was stupid. A couple of reasons. One, let's assume the message is completely authentic. Mr. Terrific said it's impossible. Blah 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 blah. It's a real message. So let's for a moment pretend the message is completely authentic.
I don't know why it's impossible for it to be fake. It could be Mr. fake Terrific in our world, and we don't have Superman.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific, who's supposed to be like an actual super mega genius scientist, is like, it is an impossible video to fake. And it's like, all right, I guess.
Like, I guess you never been on TikTok? What?
Yeah, like whatever you say.
The kids on TikTok, my little fucking sister can like, she can make me a cat right now. What do you mean?
Yeah, it's insane. Like, there's a picture right now somebody took of me, and then they used AI to make it look like I was kissing someone else. It was crazy.
Oh, shit.
Crazy picture.
Does it actually look like you, though?
Well, yes, but
because you know how like
it's like a dark picture. It's like green, but yeah.
It looks. You could tell it's referencing you, Kenny Delgado.
But it's a picture. They took a picture of me standing next to somebody else.
Yep, and then they just told the prompt.
AI just makes it so that they look like we're leaning and kissing.
Yeah, I get you. I've seen. You know, this is an aside. I don't know if you've been seeing this. You probably haven't, because this is not something that should come across your feed. In the last couple of weeks, there have been many sports games, all different kinds, like football, soccer, whatever. And after games, and like especially college ones and stuff like that, after games, there are AI videos being made of like two male players just walking up to each other at the end of the game and just French kissing like hard as fuck. And these videos look extremely real. Like the one that I saw was of, I'm pretty sure it was two college students, two guys who are both, as far as I know, as far as the world knows, they're straight. But at the end of the game, when the game concludes, they just like walk up to each other, and in celebration, while everyone around them is celebrating normally, they start just kissing, which is not something that like no one does that. First of all, like that's not really a thing. But it's completely just a doctored video, AI video, and I think they're like suing for, they consider it like sexual harassment. Like this is not okay. Like you cannot just fucking make a video of me like doing something that I'm not doing, and also this is not my sexuality. So like, why would you have me doing something homosexual? I'm not homosexual. Like I just think it's really, this is the thing about AI that I really don't like. I do not like how you can just create narratives and create pictures and images of people doing things they actually just have never done. I do not like that shit, and it's really dangerous, and I see this being a bigger issue when AI gets better. Right now it's still like not that great, but when it gets to the point where you literally cannot tell that is not Beyonce, you know, saying some Nazi shit, like I don't know what we're going to do. I really don't know what we're going to do. It's a problem for tomorrow, but I still think that it is a problem, obviously.
It's getting worse and worse. According to Mr. Terrific, it's not possible, but you know, it's getting worse. So let's just assume that the video is real for a moment. Superman, like no matter what argument you want to use, Superman has a super brain. He is insanely intelligent. Like he is intelligent to a degree that is unbelievable. I don't believe for 1 second that Lex Luthor was able to build a girl that is able to hack his computer and fix the data so that she can get the version, and he has like super bots working around the clock to like defragment this data. So I don't believe for a moment that Lex was able to defragment this data and Superman wasn't. That already doesn't make sense.
Yep.
The next step, once again, if you're the public, I don't understand how the public sees this video and in T-2 seconds, the entire world hates Superman. And like nobody, like in real life, if this really happened, so many people would be like, nah. First of all, they would just be like, I think that video is fake.
Yep.
And second of all, they'd be like, bro, I was in a building that was on fire and collapsing, and not a single person died. Superman saved all of them, and he didn't ask for a thank you, and he fucking flew away. Like, the amount of people whose lives were directly saved by Superman, they'd be like, nah, like, there was a video of a guy being like, Superman was my guy. I love Superman, but you know what? Fuck Superman. And I was just like, what is happening?
Yeah, no,
like,
basically no one was
seconds?
real. No one was real, Kenny. Yeah. Fucking no one was real, bro. Now that you're reminding me, not a single character in this fucking movie was real, bro. Everybody was fake. Why was everyone's script so exaggerated? Everyone was just so over the top, unrealistic in their dialogue. No one had a regular human conversation with anyone in the entire film. And I don't understand why they think that's like the way a superhero movie should be written. I'm not saying you have to copy Marvel, but like, god damn.
Yeah, no, you don't have to copy Marvel. They have plenty of their own mistakes. Most of their movies are bad too.
Yeah.
But in this instance, like, let's say, or here's another thing. Let's say you just find out this thing that you saw get shot, blown up, everything can fly. He's killed a dinosaur. You watch this guy, and then you think he's a hero. Then you get told he's actually here to conquer Earth, and he's going to conquer Earth and have a harem of women and all this other stuff, right? Let's say that's what you find out. You know this guy's invincible. Do you throw a bottle at the back of his head? Like, I just don't understand.
Yeah.
Like, a guy just, like, throws a bottle at the back of his head. And the real Superman, the good guy Superman, wouldn't do anything about it. And you can safely throw a bottle at him and nothing will ever happen to you.
Yeah.
But if you had just found out that, no, actually he's a tyrant and he's going to take the whole fucking world
why would
over,
you just throw your life away like that?
Why would you throw your life away like that?
Because we see this in The Boys. What you just described, I'm realizing now, is also a reference to The Boys. I don't know if they did that on purpose. I think the director of this is James Gunn. I don't know if he did that on purpose, but like, I feel like that doesn't make any sense from a writing perspective to attack someone that you just found out might be a tyrannical, invincible, superpowered metahuman or whatever they call them. Because realistically, like in The Boys, when that one guy did attack Homelander, and like I think the one guy attacked his child at one point, he got fucking
he threw like a Slurpee at his kid,
and he got lasered. It was immediate. Like Homelander looked at him and fucking immediately lasered him in half. And then everyone saw that happen, like all the other humans, and they just were like clapping. Like, okay, because like what else are you going to do in that moment? You could, like, you're not about to draw attention to yourself. You're not about to start screaming and making a big deal about it. I would be absolutely quiet. And if people started clapping, I'm clapping too. I'm fitting in. I'm not doing anything to stand out. But to your point, it doesn't make sense to attack someone that apparently Superman's been on this planet for a good amount of time too, by the way.
3 years, I think they said.
So
he's been known as Superman for 3 years, I think.
right. So that's long enough for everyone in the entire world to acknowledge there is something on this planet that can stop a moving train, can take all bullets and explosions, can hold up a building that is falling down, can grab a plane out the sky and safely land it. There is something that powerful just among us, and it's not doing anything to make me believe that it is threatening me. It's not doing a single thing that gives me the vibe that it comes to conquer. Never once have I ever thought, like, sure, when I first found out about it, I'm terrified. But after like a year, after 2 years, God forbid 3 years of it, and it's like, he's still not doing anything. In fact, he's doing the contrary. He's trying to overly prove that he's kind to us.
Here's the thing, too. People are so comfortable with Superman that it changes, because there is a level of writing they did that was somewhat interesting in terms of show, not tell.
Yeah.
There's a part where the dinosaur is like attacking the city. And for the most part, people aren't evacuating. People are just like still at work. Like they show you the other people and they're just still living their life, not evacuating, not running away because Superman is there.
Yeah.
And so instead of being terrified, like everybody has full faith in Superman just existing, that they're not even evacuating the city when a dinosaur shows up. They're just like, oh, we're good. Superman's here. So
yeah.
I don't see how you go from that to 10 seconds later being like, oh, he's a tyrant that wants to steal my wife.
I could see if the video was of Superman in a dark alley literally murdering someone, or like, you know, like they catch him, even if they AI doctor it, right? Which should have been, and honestly, I think that should have been in a movie. I think Lex should have just made a fake fucking montage of Superman, like he'll save someone, but then he goes and does something really shady right after that's like really diabolical. And obviously people in the internet are dumb. They will believe it as they believe that message. And it would be more believable because you're seeing an evil act.
Here's the thing, Frazier. They could have done exactly what you said, but I think they didn't do it because they wanted to retain a plot twist. Because at the end of the movie, you find out that Ultraman is Superman.
Yeah.
He's Superman's clone. His mask comes off and it's Clark Kent's face. So
I don't know how that's
Lex
a plot twist, by
Luthor,
the way, but okay. That's just, God, this
not,
movie's bad.
Lex Luthor had a perfect physical clone of Superman. He could have actually framed
Oh shit, yeah.
He could
actually just could have
actually have Ultraman dress up in blue and
he
red
really could.
and fucking kill people with his actual face.
Yo, that's
he
actually so
did that,
real,
and it would have been
bro.
actually believable.
Oh my God, he really does have his exact face, his exact hair. He could just trim his hair. His hair was longer because he didn't fucking cut it, but he could just trim his hair, give himself the little Kal-El bang, and then go around murdering people. And I'm talking about like savagely murdering people. And
it could have just actually happened.
And like, I'm talking about literally killing people too. Like not for fake, not AI video. I'm talking about like you go to an old couple and you just cut them in half. Like blatantly in half, and it's caught on a Ring camera. You do it in a very crowded place like a supermarket or something like that. Like you make him seem kind of normal. You dress him up, you have him go to a supermarket and he's buying something from the supermarket, and then he starts an issue with a human. Like Superman finds a way, like he bumps his cart into a guy and the guy's like, yo, what the fuck? And then he's like, I'll fucking murder you right now. And the guy's like, really, Superman? Like, you really gonna do that? And then he literally just does it.
Puts his fucking hand through his head. Like,
yeah, Muzan.
And that could have been so much more believable. That could have been an interesting tidbit.
It's not even that it's believable. It's just that it happened. Like, it's fucking...
Yeah.
Like, again, you present the perfect argument. He has a Superman. Not even just a guy that has his powers. He has it's not like he has Zod, who looks like nothing like Superman. He has actual Kal-El clone that he could literally have him doing anything.
So it's just weird to create this plot point because he's like, it's so stupid. Remember, guys, this is the smartest person on the planet, Lex Luthor. He is spending a crazy amount of time, effort, and energy trying to how do I get dirt on Superman? I need to find a way to get dirt on Superman.
This actually doesn't make any sense now.
To just like to make the government not like him. I gotta find dirt on him.
God.
And he can't figure out how to do it. And then he realizes he can break into the Fortress of Solitude and hack and get a video and maybe do this and that. And never once did he go, wait a minute, I have Superman. I can just make Superman kill people and record it.
This might be one of the worst plots.
Job done.
I'm not even kidding. I think this is one of the worst plots. Now that you've said this, my opinion of the movie is even worse. I'm giving this shit a 1 out of 10. It's actually way worse than I thought. Like, I already had it at a 2, but I'm docking 100%. Like, literally 50% of it has to go away because I was going to give it a 0, but I'm going to give it a 1. 50% of it just goes away immediately. It goes from a 2 to a 1 for me because I genuinely think that now this plot doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I genuinely think that the entire plot makes no sense because what Lex decided to do instead with Baravia and the invasion and all of that shit is so contrived for no reason. Like it's so just nonsensical now. But yeah, Lex as a villain just never made sense to me. And like I said, if you want to have a movie that is centered around this villain, because Lex was more of the movie, honestly, than Superman. If you look at all the scenes, like Lex was way more of the actual movie. There's so many scenes with him. He's like such a focal point without Superman even in the scene. Like there's so many scenes that focus around Mr. Terrific and Green Lantern and Lois Lane and like The Office and things like that. And just like things that Superman's not on the screen that much, which is, it's Superman, but like he's really just not on the screen that much. Lex is such a big focal point, and I feel like in order to make a successful movie where your villain is that much of a focal point, you're going to show him that much. Like Demon Slayer, for example, doesn't show Muzan but twice in the entire 2 hours and 45 minutes. You see him twice.
Yeah.
And so he is not a huge focal point of the movie, even though if he was, the good thing is he's a great villain to be the focal point for the movie, but like he's not shown that much. But Lex, you got to see him in so many scenes. You get to hear him talk so much, and everything that comes out of his mouth makes me cringe. I really don't like his motivations. I especially hate this. When he has Ultraman fighting Superman, the whole G7, A3, 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 he like ramps up and gets all like roidsy. That part,
so bad. The
whole like controlling Ultraman with the exact coordinates of attacks, I think is so corny. It comes off so corny. Like, I don't know if they thought that was cool. Whoever wrote that, I don't know. And I don't care if this is comic book accurate. I don't give a fuck.
Not terrible.
I want to make this clear. I do not give a fuck if this movie is the most comic book accurate Superman movie there's ever been. It still fucking sucks. And so does the comic that it comes from, if that's the case. I just want to make that very clear.
Let me piggyback off your point. Excuse me, I had to clear my throat. I don't care how many cameras you have surrounding Superman and Ultraman while they're fighting. Lex Luthor is a human. His eyes and brain cannot keep up with the movement of them fighting.
Yeah.
Like if Superman and Ultraman are actually fighting in a fucking crater that's creating a new black hole in the middle of the earth, if they're actually fighting, like Lex Luthor couldn't possibly like have the eye tracking to even watch the fight and then give commands fast enough.
Yeah, that doesn't make sense either.
The fight to happen. Like that would just never happen. Like he's a human. I
also think that the reveal that there's just cameras watching them, because I feel like that came towards the end when Crypto, like, he's like, oh, they introduced a plot point where Crypto likes to just, go play fetch with things like toys, but they're not really toys. They're like expensive technology. They introduced this plot point early in the movie. And then later on, when Ultraman and Superman are fighting, it's kind of revealed that there's cameras watching the whole time. That's how Lex is controlling him. So then Crypto gets told to go get the toy. And then Crypto goes and destroys all the cameras, and now Lex is powerless. And I'm like, what? You could have fucking lasered those things. Like, what are we doing? Why is nobody thinking? Why is nothing making sense, bro? You got Element Man, who we play DC deck building. We used to play it really heavy back in the day, like literally like pre-pandemic days. DC deck building is amazing because there's a lot of characters and a lot of places like Belle Reve, which I've never, like Belle Reve is a location in the game, in the card game that we play, and seeing it actually, or like referencing it in a movie is so cool to me because I've seen the artwork on the card, but I never knew what Belle Reve really was. I got an idea because of context clues, but I never knew what Belle Reve really was. So seeing that be referenced in a movie is really cool. Seeing Element Man, because there's Element Woman is like, she's all the type. She's superpower, hero, equipment, and villain, and that's like her thing. She's +2 power, whatever. Really broken card, by the way. We had to ban it because it was so ridiculous. But like Element Woman is really cool, but I never saw her in a movie or in a comic or anything like that because I don't really read DC comics. So Element Man gets introduced in this, and I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like I kind of know who he is because I know that Element Woman exists. So there's Element Man, and then he makes kryptonite, which is like, okay, that's cool. Like he makes kryptonite. He attacks Superman for all of like 2 minutes, and then he just gives up all of his motivations and everything immediately because Superman talk no jitsus him. Like nobody is real in this entire movie. He's like, you said you can get my son? Like it's just instant. Why would you put somebody who's that powerful as Superman in a cage with a guy who could just choose to turn off his powers, and you know that this guy has a reason to turn off his powers because Superman could break out his son? Like this, no, it's like Lex is actually an idiot. Like none of it makes sense when you think about it. None of it makes sense.
they have this extra dimensional prison, and like it's just like kind of not really explained. Like there's just like a prison and it's just random people in it.
Yeah.
It's not like it's all metahumans.
No.
Like there's just a girl that's a cheerleader in there.
Yeah.
Like, why is she there? Like there's just random people in this prison for no fucking reason.
Yep.
I don't know. And then it's like, you know, in a black hole dimension or whatever.
Element Man could have made kryptonite, left it inside the cage with Superman, and then he moves Element Man to his own cage. They didn't have to be in the same cage, and I noticed to be true because Element Man in the movie made projectiles of things that he just created. Like the one group of soldiers in the sky surrounded him, and they were like, "What are you gonna do? Like throw liquid at us or some shit like that?" He was like, "Actually, that's exactly what I'm gonna do," and he threw some fucking corrosive liquid on them, so he can clearly create elemental things and just like. They don't need to be attached to his body is what I'm saying. They clearly showed that they don't need to be attached. So kryptonite could be a rock that he just simply creates and they put it in a cage with Superman.
Falls off his arm and it just stays there.
And then like, why would Lex Luthor have him talking to a guy that can save his child? Like, why would that ever be a thing? That never would make sense. That never would make sense. And I'm not a genius, but that never would make sense to me.
To jump around, right? Because there's something else I just thought of that I want to just talk about. This is still on the villain aspect. A good movie, a good superhero movie needs good villain. This movie starts with, 300 years ago, 30 years ago, 3 years ago, 3 months ago, 3 hours ago, 3 minutes ago. And then it was like 3 minutes ago, Superman lost a fight for the first time. And then like he crashes into. So our introduction to Superman in this movie is him losing a fight, which I think could be interesting, but Superman immediately, the first time we see him, he's losing a fight. So it's like, okay, this is supposed to be Superman. He just lost the fight. He loses the fight. He gets repaired. He goes out, and then he's fighting just like some random woman whose name I still don't know. Just a random woman who just like
the Nano Machine woman. Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah,
yeah. I don't know her name either, but yeah, Nano woman.
Fighting her. She's like super uninteresting. Not a real character. Has no motivation.
Also super. Yes, she is so blank, like nothing. They get, bro, this guy hates writing women characters. I swear, none of them are real.
It's not even just that. Like so I get Lex Luthor's the main villain of the thing, right? And we know his motivations as bad as they are, but we know his character and his thought process. But the people that follow Lex Luthor, we know nothing about them. So this woman who's like dedicated her life to Lex Luthor, we know nothing about this woman, why she dedicated her life to him, why does she have a dog in this race for fighting Superman? Why is she risking her life to fight Superman? And how is she strong enough to like fight Superman? And then
also that, yes.
And then we get him fighting Ultraman. And this is the other thing. These characters look uninteresting. Ultraman at first looked really fucking cool. When he's in that like Metroid armor, like that was a believable. I could look at that and go, I can believe that thing can fight Superman.
Yeah.
The way that thing looked when it was in the beginning of the movie and he's fighting in the city and then it flies away. For the rest of the movie, he never wears that suit again. And I don't know if I missed something. The suit got destroyed. For the rest of the movie, he just wears all black combat gear.
Yeah.
And he just looks like a generic
he does look super generic
person. And it's like, why? And so now when I see this thing fighting Superman, it goes back to being completely unbelievable that Superman would even need help fighting these fucking people. And which leads to the next point. The Justice Gang in the movie, they take up time where you have Hawkgirl, Green Lantern, and Mr. Terrific. This is Superman's movie, and there's all this time. Like, I view Superman like All Might. When Superman shows up, everybody's supposed to be like, oh, Superman's here.
Yes.
Like, we're fucking good. Throughout this whole movie, Superman got his ass kicked and needed help. At no point did he feel like he was super fucking man.
Yep.
Like,
I'm glad you're saying this because you are not a Superman fan. You noticing how poorly written this version of Superman was, and I know that the director purposely dumbed down Superman's power. He said he wanted to make him like closer to human, basically, and that's why he starts the movie off with him bleeding. Like the first scene, like you said, the very first scene is Superman bleeding, which is already a feat in itself that he would be even bleeding.
Yeah, here's the thing, though. There's this thing in writing called dramatic irony, where the world doesn't know something, but we do because we're watching them. And what you can do, I'm going to use All Might as the example. You can make it so that Superman throughout everything looks unbeatable.
Yep.
The crowd views him as unbeatable. But there's information that we, the audience, know. We're like, holy fucking shit, he's about to die.
Yeah.
Just like with All Might, spoilers for season 1 of My Hero Academia. But All Might, he's the greatest hero. We know he's the greatest hero. Episode 2, we find out he doesn't have a fucking stomach. Like, his whole insides are like warped and destroyed and gone, and he's actually on his last legs. And for the rest of season 1, season 2, season 3, whenever anybody on the planet sees All Might, they sigh of relief. Oh, we're good. All Might is here.
Yeah.
Everybody is safe. And he's able to, and all the villains believe they can't beat him.
Yep.
All the heroes believe he can't be beaten. But we as the audience are looking at him and we can tell, holy shit, he might die. All Might not be able to pull through. You can do that with Superman. You can make him look incredible to everybody else and then let the audience know he might be in danger, but he still fucking gives off Superman aura. He just got his ass kicked all movie and needed help from fucking everybody. It was so...
Yeah, I didn't understand why he needed help with literally every single fight. And even a dinosaur thing that grew really big. Like, Superman didn't really zero diff anything, and he's supposed to be... They actually confirm in the movie that he is the strongest thing on the planet. He's the strongest, like, of all the metahumans or whatever. He is by far the strongest thing. Like, they confirm it as canon in this movie. And he doesn't have that feeling. So you're, again, here goes back to you're telling me something. You're not showing it to me, though.
Yeah.
You're telling me that Superman is a genius. You're not showing it to me, though.
Guy Gardner was more impressive than Superman.
I agree. 100%.
Like,
when
Green Lantern was just more impressive.
When he went through that one field, and towards the end, he goes to the field and he starts waving his hand, and fucking constructs of green just start slapping and giving the finger to like every tank and military thing around. He's just like giving the finger and slapping his hand, and you just see from the ground, I don't even know if his power should work like this, but you just see fucking constructs coming up out of nothingness, not from his ring, which when I was a kid, it always was through his ring, but like, okay, I guess Green Lantern can just like make constructs appear out of nothingness in random places without the use of his ring whatsoever, or like without it coming out of his ring, whatever. Sure, that might be a comic book thing too.
In this movie.
He was insane. I was like, when did he get the ability to detach? Like things were just appearing and just turning over tanks. I was like, that's broken. What the fuck? I don't know. It was just, oh my God, there were so many things wrong with this movie, man. Like, yeah, Superman got his ass beat the entire movie, which I did find to be very problematic. At the random girl who we don't even know, like you said, her motivation, she doesn't have a backstory. She just said at one point, I even gave up my humanity to help you with this, Lex. That's like her one line. Yeah. In the whole movie, her one line is, I even gave up my humanity to help you with your goal. Why did you do that,
like,
though?
I know who that character is from comic books, mostly from cartoons, because I've like Justice League cartoons. Like, I know who that character is because of the Justice League cartoon, the Superman cartoons, but that doesn't matter. I don't know who this character is in the movie.
Yeah.
In the movie, this character...
This is a different universe, too. This is the new... Okay, so to be clear, they rebooted the DCU for... Like, this is the rebooted... Now, the only thing they're keeping is Peacekeeper, which he made a cameo.
Yeah.
Everything...
Wait, what about Robert Pattinson's Batman? Is that still in or no?
I don't think that is going to be part of this DC. I don't think that he's a part of it.
So wait, correct me if I'm wrong, because I was just telling this to Kana the other day, and maybe I made this up.
Yeah.
Isn't he getting a sequel?
Is
there a second movie?
He is.
Out?
He's 100%. And the Penguin is set in his verse. I don't know if they're actually... I'm like pretty sure that they're not actually a part of this new DCU reboot. I heard that this Batman...
What are they doing, bro?
I heard that Batman is actually outside of like what's been happening. I don't know if Robert Pattinson is ever going to see this guy. I don't even know who this guy is, this new actor. I don't know if they're ever going to be in the same movie is what I'm saying. Like I feel like I remember hearing about this like a year ago, that the Robert Pattinson Batman is taking place outside of the DCU that we know or whatever. So yeah, this Superman, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay, you were so frozen for a second. You had no movement whatsoever. Okay, and again, I could be wrong. Did they make a cameo of something related to that Batman in this movie? I saw the Peacekeeper like random cameo.
No, I didn't see any cameos or anything for Batman. I to my knowledge, I don't recall seeing any reference to Batman.
Yeah, or the Penguin or anything like that. Because the Penguin.
I just assumed, because I remember hearing that Robert Pattinson's Batman was getting another movie.
He is.
So I just assumed
that is a fact.
Obviously. I just assume they would be part of the same universe.
Yeah, it's a natural. It's what you're saying is a natural assumption. I think that Batman is completely separate from this new DCU. Like, I think it's completely separate. And again, I could be wrong about this. Maybe something has changed, because that Batman movie did really well, whereas this Superman movie is really bad. Like, and just talking about it makes it worse. Like, I already have my notions about it and my reasons why I think it's bad. Like, I have so many like more things to say about the things that I didn't like. Like, why was Lois Lane insufferable? That fucking conversation that they had in the very beginning, where she's fake interviewing Superman, like it's Clark Kent / Superman. They're dating. She knows his real identity. He's been interviewing himself as Clark Kent and then as Superman. So like he's just doing interviews where he's asking a question and he's answering it. And so she's like, well, how about I do it on the record? I'm going to interview Superman now. And I just feel like she was being purposely obtuse the entire time. She's like, did you see the president of Baravia? He's like, briefly. She's like, what's briefly? He's like, I mean, I might have flew him away to like some desolate location or whatever like that. She's like, you don't think that's problematic? He's like, I mean, I didn't harm him like that. I put him up against a cactus, whatever. And she's like, a cactus, so torture. He's like, well, no, the fucking spines were like, it was harmless. Like, he's fine. And she's like, okay. And what about this? Why'd you step in here? He's like, well, people were going to fucking die.
Yep.
And she's
There's
like,
a part where he's just like, because she keeps prodding him, and she's like, yeah, but U.S. nations and this and international, entry laws and all this other stuff. He's like, people are going to fucking die, Lois.
Yeah.
I'm Superman. She was like, yeah, but you did it on behalf of America. He's like, I did it on behalf of me. I'm Superman. I don't fucking care about America. People were going to die. Like, what the fuck?
And she seems to be like weirdly upset with the fact that he chose to save people's lives and break, and I'm going to use air quotes here, break air control laws and things like that. Like, that doesn't matter. Yeah. He saved lives. What the fuck are we talking about? Like, what the fuck are we talking about? All of the politics that are going on in the world don't matter anymore when you have somebody like Superman on the planet. I just think all of the laws, all of the politics shit don't actually matter, because if this being so chose, they could eliminate all political affiliations in the world in one day. They could just go around, kill every world leader, and be like, there are no more world leaders. I am now the world leader. You all will fucking bow down to me as your god. There's not a single thing you can do, and if any of you even tried, I'll wipe your entire city off the map just because I fucking felt like it.
Yep.
Get in line.
Get in line.
Like, what are we talking about? Like, air control, you flew into this country, you could have caused a war. What the, like, okay, if I caused the war, guess what? I can also stop the war. I can also just fucking stop the war, Lois. You ever think about that?
End the war. I just don't understand how, like, it's just so dumb to be like, oh, because you're considered a United States asset. Like, no, I'm not. Like, no, I'm not. Like, you guys, you can do all your bickering. I'm not a United States asset. I'm fucking me. This planet can't contain me. Like, I go wherever I want and I save lives.
It can't contain me. Like, I'm not locked on this planet with y'all. Y'all are locked on this planet with me. Let's be clear.
Yeah.
Give you the Rorschach. Like, what are we talking about? Yeah, the lowest conversation. I actually was in a movie theater and I got frustrated when he was talking to her and trying to explain it to her, and she kept on like you said, prodding, because I felt like she was playing devil's advocate, but in a way. So there's a way to play devil's advocate, and there's a way to genuinely take a stance that nobody would really have.
Yeah.
There's devil's advocate, and then there's the extreme version of it where you're literally taking a stance that's not even real. You're literally taking a fucking stance that isn't even realistic now. Now you're just being a contrarian.
Yeah.
You're being a contrarian now. You're just purposely choosing the opposite of what I'm saying. You're being obtuse when I say something. You're taking it and you're twisting it in a way. And he even called her out on it. Like, you're fucking that's not what I said. You just twisted my words. Like, why would that be the case?
Yeah. It's so ridiculous. Like, their relationship was really bad. Once again, like, there was no development or interest, or like the writing of their relationship and their characters together didn't make sense. Like,
I hated what she did too. Just like a fucking woman. She goes, see, I knew it would never work. He's like, what are you talking about? Like the interview or like us? And she's like, I just was never successful in a relationship because I'm a career woman. And like I was like, are you fucking kidding me right now? Not her gaslighting him. You literally bit this man out of shape. Okay. You literally hurt his feelings. And then you go, I knew it was never going to work. And you get all fucking sad. Now he has to console you after you pissed him off. Like, get the fuck out of here. You asked this man questions to make him feel bad about saving people's lives. And now you somehow were the victim in this. I was like, this fucking bitch. The movie was so bad.
It was rough, man. It was so fucking rough. And just, so there's something else I don't like. This was a really small thing. And I think this is canon in like some older versions of Superman. I don't think they really go with this. I don't remember, but I think this is canon and not canon, depending on the version of Superman. But there's a part where they talk about him having hypno glasses.
Yeah.
And like the idea, because the joke is like, it's so stupid. Clark Kent puts on glasses. Nobody can tell he's Superman. And then they're like, oh, he's got hypno glasses. Actually, the glasses make people see his face differently. I don't like that a lot because it goes against one of the other kind of tenets of Superman, in that, like, the idea is that he's so unassuming and Superman is so great that he doesn't have to look different. He can literally just put glasses on and you will never see him as Superman because he's such an unassuming, like, fumbly guy and Superman is so great. It could never be Clark.
Yeah, he cosplays as a human in a way that is just so believable Like his disguise as a human is genuinely so believable that he doesn't need to literally put on magical glasses that make everyone in the world see him as something else. It doesn't need to be a magical explanation. It's just like you said, he plays as us so well that we can't even fathom the idea of him being Superman.
Yeah.
I totally agree with that point.
It's ridiculous. There's
one
thing I liked, but not really. This is me just being an idiot. So I have a predisposition to like Hawkgirl because I think the actress is hot. She was in The Last of Us. I like her.
That's
She's
her?
awesome.
That's the fucking girl that's traveling who's pregnant?
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I thought I recognized her, but she obviously has on a whole costume and shit. And our girl from House of the Dragon.
Yeah.
Rhaenyra.
Supergirl.
Young Rhaenyra.
Supergirl.
Yeah, at the end of the movie, Millie Alcock, I think is her name. She comes in, and I was like, "Oh shit!" From my show. I love Game of Thrones in general, but yeah, Millie Alcock comes in, young Rhaenyra. I didn't know she was going to be acting again.
And she was in there as Supergirl. I think the Supergirl movie is confirmed, or maybe it's a TV show. I don't know, but she's going to be Supergirl in something going forward.
Yeah,
but like once again, on none of the characters having any writing. I saw Hawkgirl, immediately just liked her because I'm attracted to the person. And so like immediately was like, had a predisposition to like this character. The movie proceeds to like do nothing. Like I liked Hawkgirl for no reason to the movie. It was the actor alone. Like there's nothing that happens in the movie with the character, with the writing that makes you give a fuck about Hawkgirl at all.
Yeah.
She's just there to be there.
Her entire dialogue, I think, was her showing that she's not like Superman and killing the Baravian dude or whatever. Like she just he's like, I know you can't kill me, you're too weak. Yeah, can we just talk about things that nobody would ever do again? Somebody is so unserious. Somebody with wings is currently gliding across the fucking skies. You are 20,000 feet in the air, literally, and
you won't drop me.
And you're telling this person who you actually do not know, by the way.
Yeah.
You're telling this person who is not Superman, blatantly is not Superman, that you're just like Superman, and you won't. No one would ever fucking say that, bro.
No. Especially a human. Like, I don't give a fuck who you are. Every human in that situation, no matter how much of a villain you are as a normal human, when you're fucking 100,000 feet in the air, whatever, when you're that high in the air being flown, you're going to be like, please don't. Oh my God. I'm
immediately.
Sorry, please.
Immediately.
Just like, that's it. I don't care how fucking
self-preservation every time. There's no, and that guy was about, and the thing is, that guy was about self-preservation too, because the second that he didn't think anything was going to happen, and then the fucking building exploded, and then Hawkgirl came in, he ran. He fucking started. He immediately ran away. At first, he was like, "Don't retreat. Get back out there. You fucking." And then when the building exploded, she came in. He fucking turned the other way, and ran away. He retreated.
Yep. He was like, "Oh no, I ain't about this life." So he just was not real. He was so unserious. Like, there's not a single character in this movie written to be believed. I think the only believable character is probably Guy Gardner. He's just a dick. Yeah. He's probably the only.
Yeah, I liked his character. I did not like Mr. Terrific. Movie. I hated that he was just okay. So I've seen Mr. Terrific from the DC deck building. There's a card of him. You can play as him. He can be a character that you play as, and he's all about equipment. And I know that he has T-Spheres. T-Spheres is one of the best cards in the game, by the way. In the game, it says name a card. Look at the top 3 cards of your deck. I think it might be top 4, but look at the top 3 cards of your deck and add all of the name cards to your hand. So if you call, for example, Punch, which is +1 power, which is usually what you call in the beginning of a game, you look at the top 3, and then if those are punches, you add any of them that say the word, like if they're punches, you add them all to your hand. It's very broken. In the game of DC, so T-Series is really broken, and then I saw in this movie, T-Series is also broken in this movie too. Like that part lined up with my perception of what T-Series was from just playing the card game. The character though, I don't know what was going on with that actor specifically, and I want to say it might be the makeup, because he was in blackface, but he was sweating so fucking hard, and it was really like I couldn't not pay attention to it. Like if you haven't watched this movie yet, you plan to watch it now after we did the podcast, or you just like, if you remember every scene that he's in, just look at his forehead. He is drenched in sweat like he just ran a fucking 5K. I don't know why though. Like I was genuinely trying to understand, like, is this a part of his character? Is this something about Mr. Terrific that I don't know about, where he just like sweats profusely or something? But he was just sweating really bad, and I was like, I assume it's the makeup, but I don't know why the director at no point would say like, yo, cut. We gotta do something about like the sweat. Like sweating is crazy. Like you're sweating out of control. Also, I want to say this. I don't know who played him. I don't know who the actor was, but I think we could have got Robert Downey Jr. to play him. I think Robert Downey Jr. should have played Mr. Terrific, and I'm not fucking joking right now.
What is
I genuinely think the best casting for Mr. Terrific. I don't know if he has a contract where he can't work with DC because he works for Marvel. He's Doctor Doom apparently coming up. Oh, I don't know. Whatever. I just think that they could have taken Robert Downey Jr.'s character from Tropic Thunder and put him into this movie as Mr. Terrific, and it would have been a way better casting.
That's so funny.
Like, if we're going to have somebody in blackface, like, do it right. Like, Robert Downey Jr. in Tropic Thunder is one of the best fucking, like, I've never seen such good blackface in my life. And genuinely, the reason why black people did not get mad about Robert Downey Jr. doing that is because it was fucking hilarious. Like, honestly, him as a black guy, I will randomly Google images of that and just stare at them and start laughing profusely because he looks so fucking ridiculous. He looks, but like Mr. Terrific looks like that version of Robert Downey Jr. He just, if you put them side by side, the same fro, the same, like everything, like the mustache, he just looks like Mr. Terrific. They could have just got Robert Downey Jr. He's already playing every other role in the fucking every superhero thing. He's apparently Doctor Doom and he's Iron Man. Like he's already playing multiple heroes anyway, or villains. So they could have got him, and I think it would have been way better than a guy who just sweats his ass off for no reason. I don't know. I hated them. The Mr. Terrific, his lines were corny. T-Spheres were really cool, but he was just like so cringe and corny. They did not vibe with him at all. I don't know. And then
he was boring. He was just, his whole personality, he was just stoic the whole time. This is what we have to do. I have to do this. The T-Spheres are the technology. I'm smart. Like that's all. He just had no personality. He didn't emote really. Like he was just so uninteresting as well.
I think, and Medina said this to me over 10 years ago. One of the things Medina said that he really does not like in anything fiction is over-technification language.
Yeah.
And this is why Medina doesn't typically like Gundam shows or like shows that have mechs or are futuristic and they focus on the tech way too much, as though we, regular human people, understand when they're talking about these really weird naming conventions for technology. I hated that he was basically that. Like when he spoke, it was constantly about really high tech shit that obviously like people watching it, we don't have all of that. And he's not really explaining it either. He's just saying it as though you're supposed to know, like, oh, this is what this does. And this is how it's just, I don't know. I hate the over technification language. It just to appear smart, to appear like
him
a
and
genius.
Lex are the same character in this movie.
Yeah.
And it's like their intelligence is just that they like have techno babble.
Yeah.
And
it's
just not interesting. Quick defense of Gundam, by the way. Gundam's more of a political show. Does it have technology? Yes. But they don't get wrapped up in technobabble all that often. Now, there's different seasons to Gundam, but
I
some
agree
do
with
it
that.
more than others.
I also like Gundam. I specifically like Gundam Wing. And I like the Gundams with the little chibi versions that were like cell shaded or whatever.
Gundam.
SD Gundam is one of my absolute favorite things. I watched that shit so much as a teenager, and I didn't even know I would like it because I typically didn't like a lot of the other Gundam shows that I had seen. But when I saw that one, I was like, man, I love this one. I don't know why. And then I love Gundam Wing with like Hiro Yui, Zex Marquise, not Hiei, but like you get the idea. Heavy Arms, Death Scythe, like all of those. That was my shit. Wu Fei, that was my shit. I kind of want to rewatch it because I only saw it when I was probably 13 or 14 years old.
We'll do a podcast on it one day.
Yeah, I genuinely want to watch Gundam Wing because now I can understand political stuff that I could not understand when I was that young. I genuinely, the story. If you asked me what the storyline was of Gundam Wing, I genuinely could not tell you right now what it really was. I don't know why Zex was on one side. I don't know what Trey's Crucianata was, or what. Like, a lot of the stuff that they talked about, I just kind of stared at the screen and waited for the mechs to come out and fight, but I didn't really understand. Well, I'm not thinking about it. I probably wasn't even a teenager when I was watching Gundam Wing because
Gundam Wing's old, man. I don't remember how old I was either, but I was definitely young because it came on Toonami.
That's what I was about to say. Like Toonami's before I was a teenager. Like Toonami was when I started seeing Dragon Ball Z, Sailor Moon, Gundam Wing, Tenchi Muyo. I wasn't a teenager yet.
Same.
I was not.
I'm younger than you.
Yeah, but I wasn't in high school yet. And so, like, to
not
me...
even close.
Yeah, I'm thinking about it now. Like, actually, I really didn't understand what I was watching because, again, like you said, it's actually more political. And I would need to watch it now to understand.
Dude, I was probably in fucking, like, second, third, fourth grade.
Something like that, yeah. And for me, probably, like, fifth.
I remember the house I was in when I used to wake up and, like, they would play Pokemon and Dragon Ball Z in the morning, like 6 a.m.
Yep.
I remember what house I was in. I was definitely, when I lived in that house, I think I was, like, in third grade. I think I was in third grade when I lived in that house because it was after my parents got divorced. So it was like third grade, fourth grade. It's fucking crazy. So like not even close to a teenager.
Yeah, I had to think about it again. Like, wait a second. Because as a teenager, I obviously could understand political stuff a lot better. But not as an 8-year-old. Like I wouldn't know why Dorothy was like, she was so important, but I didn't understand why. I didn't understand what Zex's whole angle was. I know I think Zex could see the future and Hero could see the past or some weird shit like that. There's like, my brain is very fragmented on Gundam Wing, so I do need to rewatch it now to see like what it was really given. But yeah, I don't know. This movie sucked. I'm trying to think of some redeeming factors, but the choreography for fights was bad because they kept doing that thing where like Lex Luthor would be G38, A7, A7, B13.
There was a couple things like in terms of choreography that I thought were like kind of hot. It was like it made me go, damn. There was like a part where like the girl like molded her body to Superman's body, so then he just used her body as like a weapon. Whip.
Yeah,
like he fucking slammed her into the ground, and he did like a get up attack, and he was like bang bang bang, got up like smack smack smack, and like beating the shit out of Ultraman with the girl's body.
Yeah, that part was really cool. That genuinely was cool.
There was a part where like he windmill lasered like a bunch of those soldiers in the sky.
Oh, I like that too. He did it at super speed too.
Yeah, and then I was like, are those humans? Like, what just happened?
That's what I was wondering.
Like, I was like, what just happened right now?
I also know that he can turn down his laser to not... Like, so what I assume, because I do think they were people, I assume that if they were people, and obviously he's not killing them, he's just lasering right through their armor and stopping it because he could be that precise because he's Superman and he doesn't really need a real explanation. But he's so precise that he could just laser their suits. Maybe like slash their chest so where it hurts enough where they're incapacitated because they did fall down and they couldn't move, but like not enough to literally... Homelander severed people.
completely murdered people. Yeah, so there was a couple cool fights, but like when he was just fighting Ultraman, not that much interesting. And then like when he needed help from Crypto the Super Dog, and like you said, he could have just lasered the cameras. Like he didn't need the dog to get the cameras. He could have just lasered them. Yeah, and it's funny too because at no point, to my memory, are those cameras visible until
they are
the dog.
Yeah,
like, and it's just like, oh, okay, so like he could have just... Why did he just... What's going on here?
Yeah, so they invade the Fortress of Solitude really early on because they have Ultraman, and Ultraman basically has the same DNA, so the Fortress reacts to him showing up. They walk in, they kill everybody in there, and it's like this really Power Rangers Zordon scene, like when Ivan Ooze comes in. That's why I feel like it was Power Rangers. It gave so many Power Ranger tropes and vibes. Like, and Power Rangers was great when I was a kid, and that's why I said I don't know who this movie was made for. If this movie was genuinely made for people who are like 10 and younger, sure.
I'll tell you what, Power Rangers, the first movie, I think is unequivocally a better film than this movie.
Same.
Like,
especially if the demographic is for children.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck who the demographic is for.
Kenny's like, period.
Power Rangers, the first movie, is a better movie than this movie, and it's not fucking close.
Yeah, I agree. I would willingly rewatch Power Rangers, even if it's blatantly bad because, you know, it didn't age well, like Mortal Kombat Annihilation, because it would be funny at least. This movie wasn't even funny to me. Like, I didn't find myself laughing a lot. The one time I think I laughed was when fucking Element Man had the nerve, after Superman saved them from getting black holed with his ice breath randomly, they land and Superman's like catching his breath and he goes, "Man, you're fucking weird." And he said, like, Element Man says this as he is a head with tentacles coming out of it.
Yeah.
And he like looks down at Superman. He goes, "Man, you're fucking weird." And I just think to myself, like, obviously this is meant to be funny. That's meant to be ironic coming from him, who's literally a floating head on tentacles. But I just that part was really funny. But the rest of it, I was like, cringe. That's
another good point. Most of the movie felt like it had some level of comedy in it, and I don't think any of the jokes really landed for me.
Yep.
Like they just weren't funny. They didn't land. Nothing was believable. None of the characters were believable. None of the situations were believable. None of the writing was good. Like, the jokes didn't land. The fighting was bad. The fighting was unbelievable. The motivations were unbelievable. Like, nothing in the movie, nothing in the script felt like it made sense from point A to point B. Superman didn't feel super. It just, the whole movie, I don't really know what the point of the movie is. Like,
they were trying to go in a very different direction, and I'll tell you what it is. Christopher Nolan ruined DC inadvertently in 2008 when he made The Dark Knight. I'm gonna tell you what I mean by that. So superhero movies before The Dark Knight, which were Spider-Man and stuff like that, they were happy-go-lucky villain, very obvious villain that is not complicated at all. It's just a villain that is a villain. And then you have a hero come saves the day always, and that's like what superhero movies were. The Dark Knight trilogy comes out, and it introduces complex villains like Harvey Dent, who becomes Two-Face, who is a very complex character because he literally was a fucking district attorney and like fighting for justice, right? And then Rachel gets blown the fuck up, and it makes him snap. He becomes a villain that literally starts killing people. The Dark Knight was such a good movie, and it was critically acclaimed and still considered one of the best movies of all time, including not like I think that, and also just like the overall idea of The Dark Knight is that it's a really fucking good movie. It is widely considered one of the best superhero movies, period. But because it took such a different angle at the time, because at that time they were not the whole dark, like making the movie very dark or making the movie very different from what you know the characters to be, which is not a thing yet. And so I think the director of this, I don't know if his name is James Gunn, whatever, whoever his name is, I think that he tried to catch that lightning in a bottle with making this Superman so different, because he's on record saying, I want this Superman to be different. I don't want him to be so overpowered that he invalidates the need for others. And it's like, okay, I understand that that's what you want, but that's not who Superman is. Make another movie then, bro. Like, Kenny, you said in this podcast, like, that's just not who, like, Superman is supposed to be when he shows up. He's All Might, bro. He is that, though. That is a quintessential characteristic of who he is. That's like making Goku not want to fight the strongest person. That's like making Goku be like, that's like making Goku yield to Vegeta or to Piccolo to fight the strongest person. The only time Goku's ever done that, to be clear, and he still got his rocks off, was with his son. He let his son go and fight Cell. But other than that, Goku wants to fight the strongest thing. And he did fight Cell himself, because he still had to get his rocks off, of course. But then he was like, okay, my son. Yeah.
And then you have Goku in Dragon Ball Evolution, who was scared to fight some bullies.
But exactly.
That's the point, you know?
My whole point is, you cannot take a character who, at heart, this is what they are. These are the quintessential things. Like, if you said, who is Goku? Who is Superman? I would tell you exactly who they were. I'd be like, well, he's Superman. I'd be like, he's overpowered. Like, unrealistically bullshit overpowered. Like, without real explanation besides he's a Kryptonian, and the sun that he happens to be under in this planet Earth just makes him outrageous. Like, outrageous, right? So overpowered would be like the first thing I would say. But then I would also say that he's super heroic, never has a bad thought, always willing to save people.
Yeah. He's a Boy Scout.
He's a Boy Scout. He literally, I remember I was watching the one cartoon when I was younger. He's fighting against, I think, Darkseid. I think he ends up getting killed. And he comes back and he zero diffs his opponent. It was either Darkseid or Apocalypse. I think it might have been Apocalypse now I think about it. He gets killed by something. He comes back to life because Superman can come back to life. And then it gets revealed that he's only been using the entirety of what you've been seeing of him before this moment. He's been using 1% of his power. He's been holding back. Superman has placed a limiter on himself this entire time. This show, like Justice League or whatever it was, the Misadventures of Superman. He's been holding back this entire show, this entire movie, this entire whatever it is, and using 1% of his fucking power because he's that powerful. So it's like, these are quintessential core things that everyone knows about this character. You cannot make him bleed in the first scene, and we don't even really get to see the fight. We don't get to see anything. He just got his ass beat, and then he's fighting against a dinosaur, and he's getting his ass beat, and he's fighting against fucking random cronies. He getting his ass beat.
But also, it doesn't make sense. Okay, so he gets his ass beat, he's bleeding, like he got beat, like he got his ass all the way beat. And it also didn't look like when he returned to the fight, it didn't look like he did anything to Ultraman, right? So I believe you're led to believe that he was fighting Ultraman and like Girl, and that they are the ones that beat his ass. Okay, so he gets healed, he goes back. He gets healed to like 83% power, and the one robot's like, you're not at full strength yet. He's like, I gotta go. He's like, yeah, but that just happened to you and you were at full strength. Like, why are you going there and you're not full strength? So then the rest of the movie happens, and although he is inadequate the whole movie and he doesn't really show off the whole movie, the rest of the movie, Ultraman does not beat his ass like Superman never really gets his ass beat to the degree that he got beat in the fight that we didn't get to see. And then like he beats the shit out of both of them. Like he flies. Like there's a part where she puts like the nanites in his lungs and he starts flying up to the sun, and Lex Luthor is like, catch him. And she's like, we're fucking trying. Yeah. And they're trying to keep up with him and they just can't. And eventually they catch him through some bullshit. They got him. Ultraman is on him and just punching him in the face while he has his lungs filled with shit and his face is covered and he's flying. Like, he is so far and beyond above these two when he fights them this time, and nothing fucking happened. Like, he didn't get a Zenkai boost. Like, nothing happened. He didn't get any stronger. But then even though he's still getting his ass beat, at the same time, they're not doing anything.
Yeah, they're not doing anything.
None of the movie lines up to make sense at any point in time.
Yeah, he just gets stronger basically in the movie. like lately. Like Ultraman is designed to be stronger than Superman, which I know is canon as well. Like Ultraman is supposed to be a stronger version of Superman, and then like Bizarro is also supposed to be stronger than Superman, which that guy might end up becoming Bizarro. But like, yes, that Ultraman is supposed to blatantly be stronger than him, but then he just like zero diffs him at the end of the movie. He just like
Yep, he just beats his ass.
He just beats him. He just like straight beats him. Like he gets his arm broken, and he uses that same arm to throw him into fucking debris. And like a big piece of debris. And I was like, damn, he used the broken arm to do that? And then he re-breaks it. It was, I don't know. It was just like so bad in so many ways. Just so many things didn't make sense. I don't understand. Like the whole prison that they were in with all the random people in it. And then Lex Luthor shot someone in the head. And he's like, maybe I'll get that reporter that you like so much. Maybe I'll get Clark Kent. And I was like, okay, so like, you know you're talking to Clark Kent though, right? Like, is that supposed to be a joke? Like, I'm lost. Like, what is happening here? You're talking about maybe I'll get that reporter you're always talking about. Maybe I'll get Clark Kent. It's like, but
he doesn't know.
But you have to know that, right? Like, you are the smartest person supposedly on the planet. You have to know that I am just Clark Kent. You know where my Fortress of Solitude is. You know who my parents are. What are we talking about? Also, to give more credence to your earlier theory that what Lex could have done to like frame him, which would have been way better for humans to just turn on him. Superman's outfit in this movie is made by his mom. It is made of regular ass human material. It is made by a human. There's no reason why Lex could not just literally, like you said earlier, and I'm never going to not think about this, just fucking have another one made because a human made it. A random ass woman on a farm made his outfit, panties and all, on the outside. Lex Luthor, with all his billions of dollars and resources, could absolutely make the exact same costume, the same haircut. You got everything else perfect about him, basically. You did it from a strand of hair, by the way, which is like, okay, sure. A strand of hair is all he needed. And he made Superman. He made Ultraman, who's apparently stronger, but dumber. Yep. It's just like, come on, bro. I'm supposed to believe this.
Yeah. Nothing in the movie made sense. None of it lined up from each moment to the next. None of the movie was believable, and it was just a letdown, because when I watched it, like, I was excited, or I wanted to be excited to watch it.
Same.
To my knowledge, the only thing that was bad about it was apparently it was woke. And I was like, okay, people are racist. Like, I'm sure the movie's fine.
Yeah.
And then, like, I watched the movie, and like, the movie was just bad, but you know, it wasn't woke. But yeah, the movie was just bad. Like, it was just not interesting. Like, they had the part where like Superman he turns himself in. He turns himself in, and then like he gets brought to a fucking black hole dimension transporter. And I'm just like, well, why? Like, why wouldn't you? Like, because Superman turned himself in thinking he was going to like go to the United States prison system and be like, I'm going to play along, whatever. I'm going to be a good boy. But when I see you fucking are bringing me to a black hole, I'm just go, never mind. Like, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm not
break
going
out.
into
Yeah, just break
black
out.
hole.
Yeah. Like, why would I do that?
Just, you know,
he's already breaking
I'm just in your black hole now.
He already breaks rules, clearly, right? So that's just one of those things like, okay, I'm letting you guys know I am friendly to humans. I'm gonna make this very clear. I am friendly to humans. I'm not tolerating bullshit though.
Nope.
I'm just not tolerating it. And the other characters, the two that are like the most cringe next to Lex, the obsessed woman and then the guy who she's obsessed with, are two of the worst characters. I like you said, I think that they were supposed to be comic relief. Maybe it was supposed to be funny. I found their entire interactions, every single one of them, to be extremely cringe and bad. Like nails on a chalkboard. Every time that guy spoke, I don't know. I did not like a single thing that came out of his mouth.
Jimmy Olsen sucked. He like the whole, once again, and it was just like plot convenience. It was like Lois are trying to figure out, what are we doing? Superman's gone. How do we save him? Blah, blah, blah. And then Jimmy like has no idea. He goes on his phone for 2 seconds and then he goes, I know where Superman is. She's like, what? He's like, you go here. This is where Superman is. I have a source. And Lois is like, who's your source? He's like, I can't tell you. And so like he just randomly, plot convenience, had like a source that was able to instantly tell him where to go. At this moment, I was like, oh, is he like a villain or something? I was like, right. I got confused. I was like, how the fuck does he just instantly know what is going on? And then like you see his phone and it says like mutant toes. And I was like, what?
And she sent him a bunch of selfies.
Yeah. And then it gets revealed it's like Lex Luthor's girlfriend. And it's supposed to be funny because she's supposed to be this like beautifully conventionally attractive woman. And then like the joke is like she has like these deformed fucking toes. And like Jimmy's like not the most attractive man, but like she's obsessed with him. And it's just like, this is supposed to be this whole joke. And it completely was just dead in the water for me. I was just like,
here's another plot point that made no sense to me. So Lex gets told about his portal and how it could cause a dimensional rift. And he's like, I don't give a fuck. Do it anyway. This will get his attention. So they cause a dimensional rift that literally starts splitting the actual reality of the world blatantly. And it gets to Metropolis, bro, where Lex himself is. Like the dimensional rift travels across oceans and ends up conveniently at Metropolis. It's coming towards Lex's building. And they're like, yo, when, like, we need to shut it down. Like, what's the code? Like, what are we going to do? Put in the code. Like, what are we doing? He's like, no, just wait. Just fucking wait. Like, he's like raging out, roiding out again. And I'm thinking to myself, what is Superman supposed to do? Yeah. Nowhere in Superman's toolkit does it say anything about him closing dimensional rifts, bro. Like, I didn't even understand what Lex's motivation was doing that. It was such a, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, so you're causing fucking reality to split apart. And this is supposed to lure Superman out. Why would this? What in his repertoire tells you that this is in his wheelhouse?
It's so dumb. And like, excuse me, I'm yawning. Thank you for the movie. It's like
sleeping good tonight.
He does all that, and then there, blah blah blah. And there's a part where, like you said, it gets to Metropolis, and it's getting to the Luthor building, and the one guy's like, "Yo, what are we doing?" And he's like, "They chose him. I'll stop it when it gets to a city I care about." And then like the top of the building turns into a plane and he flies away. Yeah. And the one guy says like one of the only things that makes sense. He's like, you're not going to have anywhere to land this plane when the world is gone.
Right.
And it's just stupid. Like, and that's the thing. There's a bunch of people in this room. None of them are like being like, hey, Lex is an idiot. We're going to die. Like none of those 50 people in that room have a fucking cousin that lives in Metropolis.
Right.
Are you kidding me? Like, none of y'all have family.
Like, bro, my grandmom is down there. Like, you're fucking tripping right now. I would have grabbed the fireworks extinguisher, hit him right upside the back of his fucking head.
Yeah, like, what the fuck are we talking? And then there's the part where the big fat guy is like, they're evacuating at one point, and he's like, safety first, as like the world is collapsing. And I'm like, is that supposed to be ironic? Like, what the fuck is happening right now? Like, you guys are worried about safety as you're literally getting the world to collapse. Like, what the fuck is
also
happening?
Another nitpick I have, and it's just that this scene I just think was done. I think this movie was done poorly in so many ways, from visual effects and everything. But also, there was one part where the dimensional rift is destroying everything. There's this woman on a bridge, and a building is literally like an entire fucking New York sized building is about to crush her car. Her car won't start. And instead of like getting out of her car and attempting to run, even though that would also be a farce. But what's funny to me, okay, two things about this scene. One, her trying to start her car when the building is literally about to crush her is a joke, because what would it do if you started your car? So that's the one thing that made me annoyed. Like, a human, this is not a human thing. A human would not continue to try to start the car. A human would have realized the second the car would have stopped running, a human would have jumped out the fucking car and started running.
Yeah. Also in 2025, that doesn't happen anymore.
Yeah.
Like, if you have a really old, but like that wasn't an old car, that wasn't a hoopty. No. Like, she had a regular new car.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, yes, people have car troubles, but
conveniently on the bridge. Because like, imagine if her car stopped running. Like in real life, like imagine she's just on a bridge going to work or commuting, and the fucking car just stopped like it. Like that wouldn't happen anyway. Like you said, it's already unreal. But okay, like I said, this is a nitpick, but I'm going to still say it because like, it really, really, really bothered me that the physics were just dumb. So she obviously can't save herself. The building is really close, and then Superman, she looks over out the window, and Superman is like upside down, holding the whole building up, but he's literally pressing on a small portion of a building because Superman is a human-sized character. But as the building was falling, you literally see boulders and rocks and debris of it falling in every which way and every which direction. So when it starts to come down and he goes under it to pull it back and like push it back, and her car is right there, there's nothing preventing just like the rest of the building, because it's not like he's holding up one solid piece. This building is literally crumbling, and I'm just thinking to myself, why is he looking over her and giving her the thumbs up? What are we doing? Like, what are we doing? And then he rises up out of the debris, and they do this Jesus moment where the fucking sun is like beaming on him, and he like rises up out of the smoke and literally doesn't do anything for like 10 seconds. He just like,
he just aura farms.
He just aura farms, but it's not in a way that makes sense, because literally there's a dimensional rift and people are dying. Thousands, if not millions of people are fucking dying right now. He floats up in the air, comes out the dust, and just like stares straight ahead and aura farms for like a good 10 seconds. And I'm thinking to myself, well, one, that woman would have died, but just based on the way you saved her by holding up just a portion of a collapsing building, her car would have just got crushed by random debris that fell down on. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah. And then she drove for like a solid minute with her head behind, like looking back at him. She was like driving ahead because then her car started. And she just like drives for like a solid minute, like looking behind her, staring at Superman. I was like, that's not safe. But yeah, that was silly.
I just didn't like that. But I was just like, why would the building, it's not like the building, again, it's just not one piece. It was the entire building, and it was they showed it crumbling and parts of it falling all over. Like basically on the sides of the bridge, you saw parts of it falling into the ocean. But why wouldn't that also just be happening? The whole thing is collapsing.
It would have just fell. It would have just completely fell apart.
Yeah, but, conveniently he's stopping it. And I was just like, okay, that's like stupid.
And here's the thing, a little silly thing like that could just be something you just like kind of go like, that doesn't really make sense, but it's a movie, it's fine.
Yeah,
you can write that off when the rest of the movie is good.
Yep.
But when the whole movie is bad, you're like, oh, here's another thing that sucks. Like, you end up nitpicking so much more because they don't feel like nitpicks anymore. They feel like this whole movie sucks.
Yeah,
just talk about all the things that suck. Whereas in a really good movie, it's just like a nitpick. It's like, whatever. It's a little bit of movie magic. Who cares?
Now, I'm going to say this. You and I saw Man of Steel when it came out like 15 years ago.
Was that 2000? Was that 11?
11 or 10?
Yeah.
Man of Steel came out 15 years ago, 14 years ago. Me and you saw it together. Hold on, let me just Google this real quick. Man of Steel, what year? 2013. Okay, so 12 years ago. Okay. Man of Steel came out 12 years ago. So this is 3 years into me and you knowing each other.
Yep. We went to go see the movie together.
Yep. And I think both of us agreed that it was fine. It was good. Like, it was just...
Yeah, I liked it.
I genuinely...
I haven't seen it since 2013.
Same. But I remember...
I enjoyed the movie.
I remember, in mind, you were both, at that time, we were both in our 20s. I remember liking Man of Steel. Like, I remember leaving it there and like, oh, that was actually pretty good. Like, I didn't expect much because Superman movies, but I was like, that actually was pretty fucking good. It also had a really good like soundtrack to it. I remember there's like a theme. I don't remember how it goes.
Yeah.
But that movie has a theme for Superman, and I just liked it. I also think Henry Cavill is a good Superman. Like, I think he actually just gives like good Superman.
He played him well. The fights were good.
The fights were actually really good.
Believable villain in terms of, because here's the other thing. The people that were beating Superman's ass, I mean, I guess I've already said this, but it just was never believable when they were beating his ass.
Yeah.
Like, he was losing to a dinosaur, a guy in black combat gear, and a girl who just like did a backflip and then was able to make her head come out of her butthole. And it was just like really weird. Like, none of the people that were fighting Superman felt believable. Whereas Zod.
Yeah, Zod is a general.
Zod was fucking like, that shit was believable.
Yeah.
When they were coming down and like the one girl, because there was a girl like Kryptonian that came down. And I remember her like speed blitzing like 7 people and like killing them. And I remember seeing shit like that. I was like, oh my God, like that shit was hype. Like,
I'm gonna have to rewatch Man of Steel.
Yeah, we should do a podcast on Man of Steel just to compare it to this movie.
I wouldn't mind doing that. I genuinely liked the movie. I remember liking the movie. So,
because I felt like it was definitely, to my memory, better. Now, I'm sure there's things I can complain about. Off the top of my head, I can't think of them, but it was a much more believable movie. And it was interesting. The combat was cool. Like, everything about it kind of flowed together better. The part where like Superman turns himself in and then like breaks the handcuffs was kind of funny.
That's what I'm saying. Stuff like that. You need him to be like, be fucking for real, bro. I'm not going in a black hole. Why would I do that?
Yeah.
Why would I get in your interdimensional matter transporter? Why would I ever get in that? I don't know.
It was crazy.
I do know.
The greatest part of that movie, though. So me and Frazier went to go see that in theaters. And so we're there. And then spoilers for a movie that came out in 2013. You get to the end of the movie and Superman's fighting Zod. And there's a part where like he's using his heat vision. And I forget exactly what happens, but Superman breaks his neck. Superman breaks Zod's neck.
Yeah, I think Zod is trying to laser in the sky, or like Zod is, and he just literally snaps that man's fucking neck, and it's loud too. It's a loud.
And this lady
sound.
In the crowd, this lady like in our theater, just super loud goes, "Superman, baby!" Like,
and she's very clearly a black woman too. She has like she has a black scent for sure. Like, she's very clear. Like, I can pick up on it as someone who is black. I know what my aunties sound like. She sounds like one of my aunties. She's like, Superman, baby, Superman. Yeah. She says it with like so much soul, and everyone in the theater starts fucking dying, bro. Like, when that happened,
God.
Her yelling that, everyone started. Kenny lost it. Like, I fucking lost it. That shit was it was like on cue, bro. It's like she was a paid actor to be there.
Yeah, she was a paid actor. It was just, as soon as it happened, that was like the celebration of Superman beating Zod. Superman, baby. Like, I fucking cried.
To
this day, I say that. Like, I'll be just going somewhere, and I'll be like, Superman, baby. Like, I'll just say it.
Oh God.
Oh, it was so good.
And you know what? Things like that is probably why we have such a fond memory of that movie. Like, even if, again, we haven't seen it since 2013, so it's been 12 years. So even if the movie fucking sucks now, we just have a fond memory of it because one, it just, I generally don't think it did suck, but like,
no, I don't think so either.
We generally just enjoyed it. And then we had that ending to it where the woman just says that out loud in the theater and everyone starts laughing. I mean, know.
At the bare minimum, it was good enough. Like,
yeah.
It wasn't a great movie. It wasn't like, it's not fucking One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but it was a good enough movie. When I watched it, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Like, and I don't have a ton of nitpicks and stuff about it. Whereas this movie, like,
this movie was offensive.
If you turn your brain off and just, it's on, it's whatever. But when you think about this movie in any conceivable way, every single plot point doesn't make sense. Like, my favorite one being Lex Luthor, the smartest man on the planet, doing everything he can, trying to find a way. How do I get the public to turn against Superman? Meanwhile, he has Superman in his back fucking pocket, and he can just make that guy do whatever he wants. So he can frame Superman at any point in time. You don't have to put that much thought into it, and that never crosses his
Also,
mind.
If all it took was a video of some random people that no one even knows saying that Superman is here to conquer and have a harem, if that's all it actually took, like, in all seriousness, if that is genuinely all it took, then Lex could have just done that on TikTok.
Yeah.
Like, he didn't need a master plan. He didn't need to invade a country. He didn't need to start a war. He could have just done it on TikTok.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's plot twist and they're trying to show you how smart he is. So when Superman's like, it's not going to go the way you think, like, the country, blah, 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 like, I sent help. And then the reveal is like, oh, you overestimate how much I care about that country. He was like, I actually only did all of this to get to you. Just have an excuse to kill you. Just have an excuse so that the American government would give me the permission to kill you.
Yeah.
I actually don't care about that. That's like a twist. But it's like,
yeah,
why?
Also,
like,
when Ultraman's mask came off and it was just him, the movie, they did like that slow motion thing where it was like a big, like, a Superman, his eyes got big. And I was thinking to myself, how did you not know that it would be you, though? Like, in all seriousness, like, cut the shit. Bro, you know it had to have been you. He invaded the Fortress of Solitude, bro. This is at the end of the movie. This is not, but like, it's not like Superman doesn't know that the Fortress of Solitude got fucking invaded. He stormed off because his dog, they took his fucking dog. He raged about the dog. He came to Lex and was like, where's my fucking dog at, bro? So like, here's my point. You have to know that Lex did some shit. Because like you said, Superman is also pretty smart. He's also a really high intellect. He's not just powerful physically. He's also pretty fucking smart. So it's just like, bro, clearly he has some way to recreate some version of you, and you've been coincidentally fighting against something that you are losing to, and you never lost a fight. They said it in the beginning of the movie. You never lost a fight. You're fighting against something that should feel familiar.
Yeah. He invaded the Fortress of Solitude, which can only happen with your DNA, and you're losing a fight. This all happens in the same day, by the way.
How does this not click that, oh, okay, I see what happened here. You found a way to make a me. So when he takes the I wouldn't even be so, I'll be like, obviously you fucking cloned me, you weirdo. You even said, like, why are you so obsessed with me?
Yeah. I don't know, it's bad. I'm going to be honest, I don't really have much more to say.
Me either. I'm done. I'm so glad that we are always on the same fucking page. My man, because when I tell you I'm good, like, I am so good, I'm ready to read. Get to the shout outs. Okay? Get to the fucking shout outs. All right. Anyway, I'm going to give a shout out to Mr. Joe Rogan, I Smoke Rock. Quest, Xavier Swift, This Ain't God, This Is Stanley Earl, Hanging with Epstein, Trey Taylor from Crew Tractor, Henri Reynolds, Red Vines, Mitchell Niles, Vince, Dallas Bailey, KJ, How Much Media You Got, Sarah Maria, Alexa Hurd, FT Campa, Edison Claw, Big Bora, Grok, Sugal, Vicky Venomon, Elijah Barfall, Tal Jadeo, Volvi the Mega Monarch. I love the Italians. I love Italian food. I've got Italian friends, great people, the Italians. No one loves Italians more than me. Janitor 215, Joshua Carroll, Eric Chai, Wayne Bangui, Brian Moore, Nothing Beats a Jet 2 Holiday, To Pilot Mountain, Gingerilla, Darling Hold My Hand, Tim Bailey's Glaze Smooth Butt, Real Nika, DeMarco Santos, Cormac Newton, Kenny, I Got 50K for You Dog, Hershey Barn, Poister, Tyler Frasher, Sasha Egger, and then we have Kenny Page. Next page is up for you.
Daniel Anderson, Daroa, Ask the Master Sleeping is Goated, Jordan Eastman, Robert Light, Casval 95, Clanger, Fantan Andrea, HT19, Gregory Calmaring, Charles Duren, Limpiska Jigsaw, Mike and John, Rich Silverberg, Santi, Frago, Anthony Japov, Michael Zhang, Tyler, Chris Louis, Luis Suarez, Julian Weidman, The Hopeless One, Nicholas Cook, Ian Baylor, Choo Choo Train, Raj, Chris Kemp, Golems for People 2, Trace Kreminga, Cam Run, Pearson, Boyer, Orleoke, Daniel Brando, Jackson Conrad, Chris Flores, Blake Smith will deep fry your Twinkie, Smiley Face, Justin Herman, Jake Tammer, Chess Prime, Connor Ketchum, Nova HD, Mask 22, Carl Waite, Idris Hosni, Chris Johnston, Joseph, Chris Who-Rate?
Yeah, that's a hard one.
And Jay Tronic.
So special shout out to Jay Tronic and Chris and Joseph and Chris again. You guys are awesome. Thank you all for being members of the Patreon. Don't forget, on November 8th, I believe it is. Yep, November.
It's the 8th.
Thank you, because I was like, I genuinely forgot. So November 8th, we are doing a 1K again. So same rules apply. Party member or higher tier are allowed to play. And you need to be an active party member or higher tier. That's the only criteria, but we are doing an Edison 1K again. So basically right now we're about a month and 1 week. We're exactly 1 month and 1 week away. So you guys have like 5 weeks to prep for that. Yep.
Please spread the word about the tournament. Let people know. Listen, IMNerd is hosting a 1K tournament. Just spread the word. Let people know. It's really easy to enter. And please.
Yeah, it's really, really good. So that's happening. And I really enjoy being able to like host these really big tournaments that have actual cash prizes. So you guys get something. You know, we're trying to do things for the community since Konami's out of the picture. It seems like the entire Edison community has banded together, and there are so many events being planned. I see Nick Collins is doing a lot of events next year. There's the Legacy Duelist series happening. Obviously, Keegan's doing RBETs. There's Deck Devastators Online. There's like Beast Mode Circus Series stuff. We have the IMNerd Circus Series. So there's a bunch of different things happening for Edison, which is great. Even though Konami's out of the picture and they're focusing on Genesis, that's totally fine. Let them do that.
UTWs seem like they're completely done. That whole thing was a farce.
Yep. It's weird though. They're continuing them in Europe, and they just did one this past weekend in Europe. But if you're not in Europe, you just don't have it anymore. I don't understand that. Yeah,
it's weird, but I don't know. Shout out to Genesis. Maybe that'll be interesting going forward. Who knows? But we have Edison format. It was always a grassroots format. It was always a grassroots community.
Yep.
And like many people said, Konami didn't start Edison, and they're not going to end Edison.
Yep. Same as Smash Melee. It's literally the Smash Melee of, retro Yu-Gi-Oh! It's the most popular format. There's Brawl, there's Smash 4, there's Smash 64, but at the end of the day, the retro format that people prefer the most is Edison, and Melee lasted for over 20 years. I'm not saying that Edison is going to do that, but I mean, it's already like 3 or 4 years in, and it's thriving still. So I see no reason why I wouldn't continue to do that. But as long as you love playing the format, there's going to be tournaments, including ours. So just check that out. And also, we do weekly tournaments that I tend to stream on Tuesdays. We have the Edison $20 Tuesdays I do. And last week, Sasha Egger, shout out to him. He won an RBET this year. He won last night, and he donated the money back into the prize pool for next week. So next week's prize is going to be $40, and those tournaments are completely free. If you're in a Discord server, you can just play in it. You don't have to do anything special besides just submit a deck list, and you can play in it. That is it. So like, if you're in the Discord server, again, free tournaments on Tuesday nights. I do plan in the winter
to do Friday
to switch back to doing. I used to do Fridays, and the only reason why I've not been doing Fridays is because I noticed I did do a Friday one like at some point this year, and almost no one wanted to play. Like I set up a bracket, I opened registration, and it was like 3 people. But that made sense because it was like the beginning of spring or something. It was like after I got back from Japan. So it was like the beginning of spring. And naturally, it's nice outside. Everyone was outside. And I was like, I get it. It's a Friday. These are the first good Fridays. And I just figured, you know what? It doesn't really make sense to take people's Friday nights, even though I know we're Yu-Gi-Oh players, we're nerds at the end of the day. But still, Fridays in the summertime, people tend to be outside more. But in the wintertime, we're all going to be indoors, I would assume. So, or more people will be indoors, I should say. And I can go back to doing Fridays and do it like that. So that's the plan.
Yeah, sounds good.
All right. With that being said, guys, do the things that make you happy, including shitting on a very bad movie. Do not recommend. 0 out of 10. But yeah, we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.
So long, Gabe Bowser.
So long.